Though as hundreds of hot air balloons take to the skies over Bristol, a hair-raising story.
Bristol's annual Balloon Fiesta is underway. On the ground, 120 hot air balloons will shortly be climbing slowly into the air and floating away on the wind. The balloons, though, are just a short flight away from the airport, where air traffic control is keeping a close eye on the launch.
Oh, Charlie Bravo, Mike Charlie Bristol. Charlie Roger, Bristol QNH 1005. The 2,000-foot wind at Bristol Airport about 4 minutes ago was 260 at 22 knots.
The air traffic controllers provide the balloon pilots with detailed wind and pressure readings. They're also well aware that without any propulsion system, the balloons will simply go where the wind takes them. With this morning's winds reaching over 20 miles an hour at 2,000 feet, there's a real chance that the spectacle could easily turn into a potentially dangerous situation for the airport. The takeoff time for the balloons also coincides with one of the busiest times of day at the airport. With planes taking off and landing, and over 100 balloons in the sky, it's going to get very crowded. The airport's radar can pick out aircraft at all levels, but spotting a hot air balloon is a lot more difficult.
There's certainly one of the balloons there about 6 miles northeast of us, moving away to the northeast away, just south of Fulton.
We can see the balloons now, they're just getting airborne on the horizon there. They're tracking about 070 degrees, which is going to take them to about 2 miles south of Fulton.
They're looking out towards the airport. You can see the airport over there. I should just give them a call in a minute.
All of these events have to be integrated with the operations at the airport and the routine operations of something in excess of 200 commercial flights a day. We start preparing several months in advance for all of these events, and the cooperation we get from the organisers in almost every regard is superb.
Bristol radar, this is hot air balloon, Golf X-ray Romeo Lima Delta.
Now, the problem is on radar, we only see them if they're moving with a reasonable speed on, otherwise we'd see everything that's not moving. So because they're moving so slowly, the radar is designed not to see things that are moving very slowly. So that's one of the problems. And also the balloon itself doesn't give a really good reflective surface to get a signal from anyway.
X-ray Romeo Delta, Bristol, post message.
Our call sign is Golf X-ray Romeo Lima Delta, and we are in the middle of the pack, climbing out of Ashton Court at this time 1,500 feet, QNH 1015, and drifting to the east.
Golf Lima Delta, roger. Flight Information Service, Bristol QNH 1016.
We draw up procedures with the balloon operators some months in advance to ensure that the balloons stay away from the airport on the flight paths that we control. We designate part of the airspace around the airport here to the balloonists, up to 2,000 feet normally, so that they can fly just when they want and when they need to. We're conscious of the fact that they have a spectacle produced for the public. So it's a big event, we want to support that, and we do everything we can to try and make it happen as they want.
Well, we're now flying parallel to the Bristol runway 27 approach. And so we're keeping an eye on their traffic. We've talked to them, introduced ourselves amongst this mass of 120 other balloons. We try and avoid everybody talking to them at once because otherwise they get overloaded. So 2 or 3 of us just talk so that they're aware of what's going on and what the balloons are generally doing.
That are operating on or close to the 727 at Bristol to operate not above 1,500 feet on the Bristol QNH 1016.
Bristol Balloon Golf Lima Delta, that's understood.
Lima Delta, thanks. Morning, Phil.
Morning, Julian. Nice to see you. That's the SATCO, or the air traffic manager they call him now.
We've got the surface wind here at the airport showing. In this case, it's 210 degrees at 13 knots. The wind up aloft at 2,000 or 5,000 feet is very often much stronger than that, so the balloons will be drifting quite fast. So from our point of view, it can be a blessing in disguise in that it can get the balloons out of our hair quite quickly, albeit for the balloon pilots themselves, I should think life can be fairly exciting at times.
So far, all's going well. But as a large jet begins its approach, some balloons are in danger of getting too close.
Nelson, if you can make a broadcast on the balloon frequency, please. The traffic is an Airbus A321, which will generate quite a lot of turbulence.
But actually getting the message across is going to be difficult.
This is a general broadcast to all balloons. Please be aware that Bristol's approach is active.
Buddy Beaver from Muir, do you read?
Muir, please stay quiet at the moment. This is a general broadcast.
Near the sluggy balloon.
Am I clear to climb? Just to the left of the Kenton Rugby ground, over.
Yeah, this is Chubb, you're clear.
General broadcast from balloon control. Please, all other stations keep quiet. Please keep clear of Bristol's approach. They have a heavy aircraft approaching within the next 15 minutes, 15 minutes. This applies to all balloons in the Bath Keynsham area.
This is Quick Save Retrieve.
Quick Save Retrieve.
Retrieve, do you read?
All, please stay off this frequency at the moment.
It's vital the message gets through to one balloon in particular.
It's Balloon Golf Victor Romeo Victor India on this frequency. There is a heavy aircraft coming in, runway 27 Bristol, south of Bath. You should be on the ground or at low level in the next 10 minutes. This applies particularly to Golf Victor Romeo Victor India.
Balloon Golf Victor Romeo Victor India heads for the ground and the Airbus gets clearance to make its final approach.
I think one of the main problems that Bristol have are with some of the fixed-wing airline people who operate out of other airports, foreign airports, where they're not used to having balloons. And the Bristol operators and, of course, air traffic are very used to it and integrating the two into a safe air traffic operation. But some of the people from outside the UK really get quite nervous when they see balloons in what they know to be regulated airspace. But, of course, they soon realise that it's perfectly well controlled and safe as it would be if they were aircraft.
In balloon terms, what goes up must always come down, and if possible, as gently as it can.
This is Balloon Golf Lima Delta. Okay, in a minute I want you in your landing positions. It should be very gentle, but remember, you're facing backwards. Don't get out until I say it's safe to do so, even though you may think we're on the ground and finished.
You'd have to stay on the end now, go backwards. Well, did you all get what you want?
Yeah.
Hello. Bye-bye.
Come on. Where are you dropping to?